Hi, I'm Hazel. It is almost Saturday, so it's time to catch up with a brand new vlog, and this week, we data mined, by we I mean people that know how to do that, but the Zandalari Druid bear and Moonkin forms were data mined, and oh my goodness, they are something else. So this is the Moonkin one, and then this is the bear one. And man, if that does not want to make me be a Zandalari troll druid. I don't know where I would fit that into my life, but it's so cool. It's so cool how different they are. I love that they're not afraid with this to make it look distinct, and it's not just another bear. Like, I was really afraid that they were just going to take the existing troll druid forms and then add like some extra spikes on them and then call it a day. This is amazing, and it gives me hope for additional sort of non-conventional druid forms. You know, maybe one day we'll get the gnome and the goblin druids, where instead of turning into the animal, they just call down a mech and then hop into it like diva style. I guess I can live without the hopping into the mech animation. That might be a little bit much, but I just want to be a little baby gnome druid tank. Tanking is like a little mecha bear. Like, come on. New this week in the live game, the Seething Shore came out onto live servers, and I was very confused because I saw it on the launcher and it was like, try the new Seething Shore Brawl, and I'm like, Brawl? I thought it was a new battleground, but it turns out it is a new battleground. They're just launching it as a brawl for the first week, and then it will go into the regular battleground pool after that. So I played a bunch of it on the first night that it came out, and it is a testament to how fun that battleground is, that I lost every single game, and I still had a great time. I think it's very fresh, and to me, it feels very different from all of the existing WoW battlegrounds. And maybe that's just because it's brand new, and it'll be sort of a same old after a few weeks kind of thing, but for now at least, I really had a good time. For me and my guild, this week also marked the last week of Antorus, so there's plenty more time for you to finish Antorus if you're not done yet, but our guild has decided that for raids, you know, we're going to clear the raid, and then we're going to farm it for a while, and then we're gonna be done. You know, we take like a good, healthy, several month long break, and that way we're not really worrying about when the next expansion is gonna come out. We're not waiting for the next raid tier. Like, we'll come back when it comes back, and until then, people just kind of do their own thing. Some people will go play other games, some people will PvP, some people will just spend a few months going to bed at a reasonable hour on Wednesday nights. I'm looking forward to having that little block of extra time. I might actually finish leveling my Void Elf one of these days, eventually, maybe. I've been playing 4 Priest lately, because I have my Gnome Priest, who is like the high item level one, and then I have like my level 75 Void Elf Priest that I'm trying to level to take over the Gnome Priest. And then over on EU, I have a boosted Priest that is level 110 but has no gear, and also has EU latency. And then I have a Priest on Alpha, and I've been going back and forth between all 4 of these different priests, and it's making me forget how any of them work. Anyways, it was definitely the right time for our raid team to take a break. We were starting to de-progress on bosses a little bit, and that's never a good sign. In meta channel Hazelnuttygames news, I finally set up a Discord. There will be an invite link in the description of this video, and also if you're just ever looking for the invite link, it is on my channel banner along with the other links just on my main YouTube page. We have WoW discussion, we have pictures of people's pets, there's a channel for stream and video alerts. It's a good place for us all to connect sort of outside of stream times, and eventually I will get the Patreon special reward role working. It's supposed to be updating all of my Patreon supporters with golden names on the Discord. It's taking its sweet time with that, but I've heard the initial setup can be a little buggy, so hopefully that just kind of works itself out. Questions from this week. Travis asks/states, that's twice now in 24 hours that I've heard from 2 different WoW streamers that they have said they don't have time to do something this game offers. You make a living playing this game, how can you not have time? So when you look at it like that, it definitely does come across as kind of weird, but it's definitely a thing, and I know that it's not just a me thing. So I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple of reasons why it's like that for me. Before I get into this, just to make it extra clear that I'm not complaining, I do in fact have what I consider to be the coolest job ever for me, and it is every bit as awesome as it sounds to not have to commute and to wear whatever kind of pants or lack thereof while you're working every day. So making WoW videos and streaming is a very different activity than playing WoW recreationally, like more different than you would expect. I try to make a video almost every day, and for each of those videos, there's a research and notes phase, there's a writing phase. If I'm gonna be on camera, there is a hair, makeup, and clothes phase. There's of course a recording phase, and then there's an editing phase, and then there's a thing where I plan out what type of in-game clips I want to use during different parts of the video to kind of illustrate what I'm trying to get across. And then you go into WoW and you get all those clips, and then you go and you edit again, and when you finally have your video done, you're making a thumbnail, you're writing metadata, and then you upload it, and then at least I spent a couple of hours going through the real-time analytics and going through the comments, and trying to figure out if the video hit the mark I was trying to hit with it, and if not, what did I do wrong, what do I want to do better next time, what do I want to improve when I sit down to make tomorrow's video, that kind of thing. So it does take a lot of time, and because this is my full-time job, and I work from home, and I have complete control over everything, so whether or not it's going well is entirely on me, There's always this kind of like ambient pressure to always be working, because there's always something else that I could be doing. There's always something I could be catching up on and getting ahead on or trying to do better at. So it winds up being kind of hard to justify just sitting down and playing WoW for fun. Again, absolutely not complaining. I chose to do what I do and I choose to take it very seriously. So that's kind of why I wind up not having as much time to play games now as I used to back when I had a traditional job. I used to spend a lot more time playing games than I do now, which is kind of weird, but it's just kind of the way it works out. DIY Geek asks, quick question, any recommendations for a webcam? Regular camera for shooting video seems a bit overkill. I could be wrong on that though, thanks. So you're not wrong. What kind of a camera and whether or not you need one is going to depend on what kind of videos that you want to make, and what your budget is, and how important the footage quality is to you. So I'm going to walk you through 3 different setups that I have used here in the channel with examples, so you can get kind of a feel of what different price points will get you. So I used to film on a Logitech C920, and this is kind of well known as like the streamer webcam. Lots and lots of people use them. They retail for about $80 US, and you can get them a little bit cheaper, like closer to 60 if you find them on sale. It's a 1080p webcam. It does a perfectly good job, and I used to film all my vlogs and WoW streams with this camera, and this is an example of a vlog that I filmed on that camera. I used it for years, worked great, and a lot of people use those. So about a year ago, I made a step up to the Logitech Brio. So this is $200, so you're already paying over twice as much. The Brio is a 4K webcam, although I wouldn't really run it on 4K. I don't think the performance is quite there when you try and push it to 4K, but it does an excellent bang-up job at 1080p 60 frames per second. So that's the camera that I'm using for my WoW live streams these days, and it's also the camera that I use for the baking streams. So here's a recent example of footage from that camera. Works great, looks great. You are paying over twice as much, and you are getting what I would approximate to be like a 30 to 50% increase in quality, just making up numbers here, but you know, you can judge for yourself. Again, whether or not you need something like that is absolutely up to you and what you're using it for, but I've always had a pretty easy time justifying to myself spending more money on cameras, because I've never had one stop working. Like, I use cameras very safely, like here in my office, like firmly secured to their tripods. So I've never broken one, and I've never had one give out on me. I typically give up on them first. So for me, at least, it's paying a one-time fee to permanently increase the quality of the video. And for me, that's been worth it. So the third step, and the one that I don't recommend anybody really takes unless you like really want to, is what I'm using right now. So this is a Canon Rebel T6i. It's a DSLR. So the camera was like $800, and you're probably going to wind up getting some accessories too. So now you're looking at over 8 times the price of the original C920, but the quality is significantly better. But it's one of those things where as you spend more money, you will get higher quality, but there are diminishing returns where you're spending a lot more money and getting like a little bit more quality. The other thing with one of these is that it's big, so you can't just like stick it on top of your monitor. I do have it set up with a tripod. You do have to manage the battery of it, and you also have to then get the video off of the camera and put it into the computer every time. It's not like connected like a webcam. There is a device called the Elgato Cam Link that can connect a DSLR to your computer like a webcam, but it doesn't work with all of them. And also, this is not a very convenient solution for recording anything longer than like 30 minutes. For the longer videos, that's when I use the Logitech Brio. So for WoW videos, it is absolutely overkill, but if you're kind of a gearhead anyways, or you just want to spend the money for an upgrade, or if you want to use it to take pictures of stuff, which it does an excellent job at, I've been pretty happy with it. Now that I've just talked about a bunch of hardware, I'm going to take a quick sellout moment to remind you guys that all of these things can be found on my Amazon recommendations page. That is amazon.com/shop/Hazelnuttygames. I do get a small commission on anything purchased there, but nobody is paying me to put their product on the page. It's all stuff that I purchased and I use, and I'm pretty happy with. Okay, sellout time's over. Thanks for sticking with me through that. Baking stream dates for this month have been announced. On March the 7th, which is this next upcoming Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to be making Malfurion's Mash, and then 2 weeks later, on Wednesday, March the 21st at 2 p.m. Pacific time, we will be making the Stormpike Commando cupcakes, also from the Hearthstone cookbook. This afternoon stream has already happened because I had some vlog issues, so this is coming out kind of late, so I'm sorry, but I'm sure that we had fun. Next week's Friday stream on March the 9th is going to be Trial of Style, and I'm really looking forward to that. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions that you would like answered in a vlog, please leave them as comments on the most recent vlog, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!